Hello there, welcome back to Smart with Points, the podcast where we decode the wonderful and sometimes wonderfully confusing world of miles and points. I'm Jack, your host, and today we're talking about something that's got the UK loyalty community raising their eyebrows higher than a British Airways first class seat back. Marriott Bonvoy has just launched their partnership with Nectar, and well, let's just say it's not exactly causing celebrations in the loyalty world. Think of it as the travel deal equivalent of finding out your favourite restaurant has started serving instant coffee. Technically, it's still coffee, but is it really what we wanted? Let's dive into the good, the bad, and the frankly ugly aspects of this new partnership. So, what exactly is this new partnership all about? Well, Marriott Bonvoy and Nectar have joined forces to offer two-way transfers between their programs. On paper, this sounds fantastic. After all, who doesn't love more flexibility with their points? But as we all know in this game, the devil is very much in the details, and these details are about as appealing as a middle seat on a budget airline. The transfer rates are where things get interesting, and by interesting I mean disappointingly straightforward in their mediocrity. You'll get 1 Nectar point for every 2 Marriott points you transfer, and the same ratio applies in reverse. Now let's do some quick maths here. Nectar points are typically worth around 0.5 pence each, and Marriott points also usually value at around 0.5 pence each. This means you're essentially losing half your value regardless of which direction you transfer. It's like exchanging £20 for £10. Technically possible, but hardly advisable unless you're feeling particularly generous. Now, before we completely write this partnership off as a disaster, there is a small silver lining hiding in the clouds. Launch promotions and bonus opportunities can sometimes make these seemingly terrible deals slightly less terrible. If you're the adventurous type, you might consider making a small test transfer to see if there are any promotional bonuses on offer. Think of it as dipping your toe in the water rather than diving headfirst into what might be a very shallow pool. Here's what you need to know about the key details. The transfer rates are 2-to-1 in both directions, which, as we've established, isn't exactly cause for celebration. The value proposition is genuinely poor when compared to existing redemption options. You're almost always better off using your points in their native programs. However, keep an eye out for those launch bonuses and promotional offers, as they might occasionally tip the scales in your favour. This option really should only be considered when you're topping up accounts and desperately need just a few more points for a specific redemption. In most cases, you'll find much better value through direct Marriott stays or by transferring credit card points to Marriott. Assuming you have cards that offer that option, it's a classic case of the direct route being far superior to the scenic detour. So, what's the verdict? This partnership feels like it was designed more for Marriott's benefit than for savvy points collectors like us. While it does add another tool to your points and miles toolkit, it's probably one you'll want to keep buried at the bottom, only bringing it out in very specific circumstances. The transfer rates simply don't offer good value, and unless you're in a real pinch or there's a particularly generous promotional offer running, you're better off exploring other options. That said, never say never in this game. Loyalty programs do occasionally surprise us with generous promotions, and if Marriott and Nectar decide to sweeten the deal with substantial bonuses, this partnership could potentially become more attractive. For now, though, it's definitely more of a last resort than a first choice. That's a wrap on today's analysis of the Marriott Bonvoy and Nectar partnership. As always, thanks so much for listening to Smart with Points. If you found this episode helpful, please do subscribe to the podcast on all major platforms, or head over to our website at smartwithpoints.co.uk to stay up to date with all the latest miles and points news. We really appreciate your support, and it helps us keep bringing you the insights you need to make the most of your travel rewards. Looking for the best award flights? Use awardtravelfinder.com to search availability across Qatar Airways, British Airways, Cathay Pacific, and more. Try it for free with our link in the show notes.